welcome to Dubai This Week. I'm Michal. We're at Abu Dhabi's Department of Economic Development, and today we are being joined by the chairman, His Excellency Mohamed Ali Al Shorafa. We're going to talk about Abu Dhabi's recently unveiled industrial strategy. We're going to learn about how the Emirate is attracting more FDI and hear from the chairman about his personal journey. Our weekly chat starts now. Thanks for this interview, Chairman.
It's a pleasure to be with you.
So you are the chairman of ADID, Abu Dhabi's Economic Development Department. You're also the chairman of ADIO, Abu Dhabi's Investment Office, also the chairman of Hub 71, the chairman of Khalifa Fund for Enterprise Development. You're the chairman of Etihad Aviation Group and the chairman of Security Commodity Authority.
Yes.
I know you started out at ADIA as a senior analyst. So tell us, firstly, how do you go from senior analyst to where you are today?
Well, it's been a journey, to be honest with you. And, if I'm not mistaken, I started in Abu Dhabi Investment Authority, which is the sovereign wealth fund of Abu Dhabi government, in 1993. And I joined the Far East Equities Department that time as a senior analyst, as you said. And I left Abu Dhabi Investment Authority in 2002. And I started with going into the private business, so that's the family business, where I was handling our construction company, our industrial facilities. And then in 2007, 2008, I joined the holding company of the private business, where I started developing new projects. Then I joined the civil service sector in Abu Dhabi in November 2019, where I became the chairman of the Department of Economic Development in Abu Dhabi.
What makes you leave the private sector to join government?
Well, I think, first of all, I wanted a new challenge. That's one. Two, which is the most important thing, is that I think I want to serve Abu Dhabi. And we all aspire to be part of the team of the leadership of Abu Dhabi, because we understand what do they want to do, what do they want to give to the national and the residents' population in Abu Dhabi and the United Arab Emirates. And being part of the team of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed and Sheikh Khaled, it's a privilege, and would be happy to serve as much as we can.
Chairing 6 of Abu Dhabi's extremely significant, probably strongest organizations. How do they all tie in together?
That's a very good question, because I get, how can you manage all of that?
And that too.
Yeah, and I'll answer it in a very simple way. If you look at the sectors or these entities that I chair, they're all related to economy. Mm-hmm. And some of them have been created probably a very short period before I come and take over the Department of Economic Development, like Abu Dhabi Investment Office, which is totally related to the attraction and promotion of investors, and developing the domestic direct investment as well. So it's not only foreign direct investments. You
also recently unveiled the Abu Dhabi Industrial Strategy. So what are the key takeaways from that?
Well, I think Abu Dhabi has a strong infrastructure, not only from utility infrastructures in terms of gas, water, and electricity, but also from logistic infrastructure. So if you look at KZAD or Abu Dhabi ports, or Abu Dhabi airports and Etihad, they all work hand in hand together to develop the logistics platform. But you need to have a strong industrial base. When you look at the United Arab Emirates GDP contribution of industry or manufacturing, you would see Abu Dhabi is contributing 47% of that by itself. And that's a significant number.
The UAE just celebrated a big milestone, 1 trillion dirhams for the first time in non-oil trade. How much did Abu Dhabi contribute to this? And in general, what do you think made this happen?
Two important improvements or introduction of policy reforms, making United Arab Emirates and Abu Dhabi as open as possible for businesses, making the investor journey and the development of laws and regulations that make it easier for people to come and do business here.
The point you raised about being close to leadership, that is crucial. Do you think businesses, international businesses, understand this? And what is Abu Dhabi specifically doing to attract foreign direct investments?
Attracting FDIs, you have to provide them with opportunities. That's one. Two, those opportunities, one of the programs that we actually developed probably 6 or 8 months ago, which is the public-private partnership. And this is where the government, even Abu Dhabi government, is capable of funding all its infrastructure or all projects that it's developing. But we thought, and because our leadership in Abu Dhabi says we want the economy to be developed by the private sector. So a lot of these projects have been packaged as a PPP programs for private and international investors to come and invest on long-term facilities. Not only infrastructure projects, but also construction and other important projects that Abu Dhabi wants.
What would you say are the incentives for businesses to set up in Abu Dhabi as opposed to somewhere else, even in the MENA region?
Very good point, and that's why when you ask the first question, why I am the chairman of Abu Dhabi Investment Office, why I'm the chairman of Hub 71 and all of those entities, because these entities provide the right incentives and attraction. Again, you have to have the market, and we are providing that. We have to ease of doing business for investors, and not only for offshore facilities, but also onshore, because the business in the United Arab Emirates and specifically Abu Dhabi is targeting the onshore and offshore. We consider them as one. It's only the legal structure which is different, and we leave that decision to the investor. But again, I think one of the most important factors is that you are close to leadership. Leadership can hear the investor, can act as quickly as possible, and the infrastructure which is available in Abu Dhabi from digital or technology side, being the safest city in the world, Abu Dhabi having a strong political relationships as well, leveraging the federal through the FTAs and CEPA. This all adds a lot of advantages for investors to come and open Abu Dhabi.
Personal note, what's next for you? We're sitting here, it's August 2022. You're chairing 6 organizations. Where do you think you'll be heading? Where will we find you in 5 years? Probably sooner, because things move so fast around here.
Well, it will be always a pleasure to serve the leadership in Abu Dhabi. And regardless, I'm a chairman of an entity or not a chairman of any of the entities, I will always serve my leader. And because personally and my other colleagues saw what our leadership wants. And it is so close to, we see it, how close that to their heart. And you never know where I'm going to be, but I will be always happy to serve my leadership in Abu Dhabi.
Thank you so much for this interview.
Thank you.